Test, test, test.
So they know where your teammates are and your opponents. So let's start the game, and you can cheer. You can select one of these teams and you can cheer.
So now the sound should be working, right?
So who is
Test.
supporting video? I said supporting, yeah? Who's supporting
in 30 seconden. So for the people at home, could you please let us know in the comments if you can hear us? Alright, let's start all. So on the right side of the field we have the team Tech United in the orange, and on the left side of the field, the blue ones, we have VDL Robot Sports. So René, we will have a match in a few moments. What do you expect after having seen this the whole week?
Well, having seen the matches of last days, I have high expectations, I must say. Teams have been constantly developing the new features further, and we hope to see some of them at least in this game.
We will see. And for the people at home, if you have any questions regarding the robots, just place them in the comments. VDL will start with the kickoff. All the robots are going into position and the referee starts the game. So Van der Tandwiel intercepts the ball to Van Perslucht. Van der Tandwiel, De Moer. Van Perslucht again, and Van Perslucht scores! So René, how do those robots see?
Well, as Fernando already explained, actually, there are cameras on all of the robots looking upwards in a mirror, such that the robot can get a clear view on all of its surroundings. And all local images that we make that way are shared between all the robots. So all robots have basically the same complete view of the entire field with all players, peers, opponents and ball.
Aha. So VDL will have a new kickoff. And they play it to their number 5. Very nice move. Team Tech United is defending quite strongly, but VDL remains to have the ball. Oh, a very nice shot on the goal by VDL. And was it a goal or not? It wasn't a goal. So we continue with the match. De Moer at the moment, and he shoots at the keeper of VDL. What a great match already, René.
That was an amazing attack by VDL. So it just was about to be a goal, but it hit somehow the bar of the goalpost. So let's see what we get next.
So a throw in for Team Tech United. Van der Tandwiel. To Robodinho. But Van der Tandwiel gives the ball to VDL. VDL is looking where to shoot the ball, but Robodinho is trying to intercept it, and he intercepts the ball. De Moor. Robodinho again. And he shoots in the goal! So René, we just saw the keeper extending the top part and the side parts.
Yeah.
Why is he doing that?
It's like using the keeper's arms to stop the ball, so you can extend your limbs just a bit to make sure that you catch the ball. But you can only do that for a very limited time. And then you're not allowed to do that, let's say, more than once per 5 seconds.
Aha. So, if we look at this, it seems like almost to have real human soccer, but then with robots.
Indeed.
So, are the rules more or less the same or not?
The rules are the same. We adhere to all FIFA rules, but we have some extra rules because we have robots that are still a bit limited. But it's every year it's going more and more towards the real FIFA type of soccer play.
And De Moor shoots at the goal, and it's in. He shoots over the top of the keeper. And interesting to see that the keeper of VDL didn't extend its top part, so there was some space left.
But the ball was just moving too fast here. It was a very high speed shot.
Yeah, because what makes it so difficult for a robot to see the ball?
Yeah, it means that the robots have to process the incoming images within a very short time, so there should almost be no latency, and that can be really tricky, especially if you miss a few frames.
Yeah, so that's what the main challenge here is, that those robots need to interact with the ball and the other robots in a very dynamic, constantly changing environment, and that is very difficult for robots to do, while we as humans we are training with that since the beginning of.
Yes, it is, and also there's a lot of variation in the lighting conditions, which make the fishing systems needing to be really robust.
So after some sound issues, because we are also live broadcasting to the whole venue here, but the sound of our mics was a little bit too loud, so when the sound is turned a little bit down. So De Moor has a yellow card. De Moor was kicking the goalkeeper, and as you might understand, that's not allowed. And here we see Van Perslucht in very close contact with the number 2 of VDL. And kick-off for VDL. VDL seems to be thinking what to do with the ball, but he shoots it to number 5. Number 5 goes away. He doesn't like the ball, I think. René, do you have any clue what is happening?
Yeah, probably it's an issue with the detection of the ball here.
Yeah. Yeah, so it seems like that, that really detecting and seeing the ball is quite challenging. And that was probably the reason why he drove away, because he didn't see the ball.
You can also see that there's quite an amount of shadows on the field because of these light spots. So if changes there.
And Van der Tandwiel scores with a very nice long pass, high in the corner. And there was a question from home. So what are the developments we can expect to see during this match and the whole tournament?
Well, as we see now that the gameplay is even more lively than the last days. I cannot say there's really new strategies going on. It's more or less the idea of the past games, but the execution of it is apparently brought to perfection.
Yeah, we can clearly see that the robots are more actively going to the ball and also a little bit more quick in getting the ball. And the Moor intercepts and he shoots the ball to Van der Tandwiel, but Van der Tandwiel misses the ball. So there are quite some things that Tech United worked on this week. Could you maybe elaborate on the small things that we are trying to implement for example, for the World Cup or for later on?
Yeah, there's a couple of very important things. One of it is definitely the ability to dribble in a more human way, where you let go of the ball and re-intercept it, such that you can cross larger distances than 3 meters. That will be very important.
VDL shoots at the goal. Oh! And VDL shoots at the keeper, but the keeper extended its top rack and he was able to kick the ball out of the goal. So now a corner for VDL.
And one other is the way that we are doing the detection with the front camera, the Kinect and the processing on the new Jetson board that was integrated in all of the robots. It's still not yet quite ready, but we are working on that and making good progress in that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for explaining that. So what we just saw here in the corner was some bumping around. Tech United did seem to be willing to get the ball, but in the end, VDL is able to give a corner. So number 6 gives the ball to 2, and he shoots at the goal, and again saved by the whack of it. And here we see Van der Tandwiel going out of the field. Van der Tandwiel didn't see the lines anymore, so he was running out of the field. Luckily, he was turned off pretty quickly, so an injury was overcome.
But it also means that VDL now has 1 robot more than Tech United.
So in this case, the odds are more shifting towards VDL now.
It seems so.
And again a shot on the goal by the number 2 of VDL, but the goalkeeper Van Sleutelen was able to get the ball. In the background, there was some cheering for Team Tech United. The room is more or less packed. And the Moor shots at the goal, which was completely successful. So he looked for a free spot, and with that free spot, he made use of it the fullest. So that was a quite intense bump. So this is a free kick, because of course bumping into each other, you can always bump a little bit, just as with humans, but hard bumping is not allowed, right René? No indeed, that is not the case. So the keeper of VDL is actively protecting the goal. What we now see is also not something that we want to see, because Tech United was intercepting the ball while VDL had a free kick. So what we now see is an interesting thing, that the robots seem to play more aggressively than we have seen in the past days.
Which is quite normal during a final. So you see that everything is pushed towards the edge, all parameters are critically tuned, and yeah, that means sometimes there is a bit of overshoot in the motion of the robots. And yeah, they could collapse with other robots due to that.
Yeah, and that's also something we really saw happening. So Van der Tandwiel is back in the game again. So with VDL, they were trying to shoot the ball to number 2, but number 2 was not in the field anymore. And De Moor is trying to get the goal, but VDL is in between. De Moor shooting at Van der Tandwiel. Van der Tandwiel back at Van Perslucht. He makes space and he shoots in the goal. So it's very nice to see you all here watching the robots play. We have a very large crowd on all sides of the field. So we have 2 minutes on the clock left for the first half. But René, during the break, are the teams allowed to make some changes?
They are. They can upload complete new versions of the software if they like. And many occasions actually that is done. To bring an update to the robots just to incorporate the latest and greatest features.
Aha. And do you expect the teams to make some changes during the break?
I think they will. Of course, I cannot entirely predict what will happen, but we will see. I think definitely video will try to be even a bit more aggressive in the attack. They had some great shots in the first half already, and probably they want to do more of that in the second half.
Yeah, I also hope to see that. We have 1 minute exactly on the clock for the for the first half. So for the people, it's important to know that there is no human interfering with those robots. Those robots all make the decisions on their own. They are completely autonomous. And VDL does not like to want the ball, or they do. So a throw in for Tech United. De Moor is going to have to throw in. We see number 6 of VDL wanting to go out of the field. I can imagine for the people sitting there it might be a bit scary.
As long as it doesn't move, it will probably be safe, but indeed, if the robots have some speed, they are about 40 kilograms, so it can generate quite a big impact.
Yeah, so how fast can those robots go?
So typically up to 4.5 meters per second, so that's quite a high speed. Meaning that if two robots drive in opposite directions and would bump into each other, that would really give a crash.
And are the robots capable of handling such a force if they would collide with each other?
They have been constructed as quite robust mechanical constructions, so most of the time they can just continue the match as if nothing had happened.
And De Moor scores again with a long pass in the middle of the goal. And this was the first half time. After a small break where some necessary changes can be made, we will continue with the second half. So now the robots should return back home, but Team Tech United is having a nice formation on the side of VDL. So they will be manually moved to the position they should be. And with that, I think, René, we can go into the break.
Yes, we can.
All right, we will see you in a few minutes. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and we will try to answer them as best as possible. So we are starting with the second match, the second half. So interesting to see that Van der Tandwiel is now left on the couch here at the home. And number 6, Sassy, is introduced. So Tech United has changed from a player. And we also switched sides.
I think this means that Tech United will also have increased their aggressiveness and speed a little bit, and that they will definitely more eager to approach the ball. And we saw in the first half that every now and then the players were a bit reluctant and not going directly to the ball. I expect that they will in this half.
All right, we will have to see. And we are restarted directly with a goal of Van Perslucht. That was a very rapid goal. Within the first 3 seconds of the match, already a goal. And it was a shot from quite far. It was at the middle line. So we're speaking about how many meters roughly?
That was roughly 9-10 meters. And well, this shows that Tech United is not going to wait. They want to score more.
I think if this is the preview of the fanatic mode of Team Tech United, we will be seeing quite some interesting moves.
There's some heavy discussion going on at the ref box, so there may be a technical issue for one of the teams. You see the referee talking to the representative VDL, but now the game is restarting.
So VDL is able to kick off. VDL. So what is interesting to see that the new robot of VDL, the four-wheeled platform, is bumping into quite some others. He seemed to have some issues with his vision. And the keeper is very far out of the goal, but the Moor was able to shoot over the keeper of VDL. This is a very interesting position of the keeper of VDL.
Yeah, I cannot think otherwise than that this must be a mistake. Probably a localization error for the goalkeeper, and let's hope that it will find its way back to the line just in front of the goal, reposition itself and be able to pick up its task again.
Yeah, go back to the place where he belongs.
Indeed.
But he is wobbling a little bit around, but he is not in the goal yet. So he seems to be, and he's going back to the goal. Kickoff for VDL. Nice pass. Driving backwards with the ball, but the Moor van Perslucht. Van Perslucht is intercepting, going to the own goal. He loses the ball. And VDL has the ball, now Tech United has it again. To Zessi. Zessi, known for his long passes, shoots to the keeper, unsuccessfully. So a corner for Tech United. The keeper is really showing off, standing straight in the goal. Van Perslucht is going to kick off. To Robodinho. To the Moor. Van Perslucht. Van Perslucht. And he's... Oh! Van Perslucht hits the post of the goal. And what did we see here?
I think that the assistant referee has pushed stop accidentally because the ball was still in the game.
But the overpassing, I heard that it was called tiki-taki.
Yes, quite a famous tiki-taki play of the Dutch soccer, making these short, fast passes, the combinations, and then finally, when you see a clear shot at goal, just shoot it.
Ooh, and a very nice attempt by VDL on the keeper Van Sleutelen. But Van Sleutelen was able to stop the ball. Already 5 minutes on the clock, so 10 more minutes left to play. And a pass to VDL, what De Moor tried to get it, but he wasn't able. So between the referees there is some confusion about what happened, but it is resolved. So the question was, René, could you maybe explain a little bit about the method of how the robot localizes himself in the field, but also the ball?
Most of the teams look at the white lines and try to determine their position, their location with respect to the white lines.
And a shot in the goal for VDL. So this brings the score 9-1. What a nice goal on the side of VDL. So you were telling that the robot identifies where he is on the field, the position of himself using the lines?
Yes, they do, and of course that's the most important thing, that a robot knows where it is on the field in order to play any soccer. If that doesn't work, nothing works.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to see it as a football player that is blindfolded. Sessi is trying to find a position, De Moor. And this is a clear example of tiki-taki. Sessi shooting the ball to De Moor, who was standing free, and there was an open goal. The keeper of VDL is inside of the goal. But what a match already!
It is for sure. A lot of goals, and yeah, the game changes from one side to the other very quickly. So let's see what will happen in the next minutes.
And maybe also interesting to tell that the winner of this match will play against the women's, the local women soccer team, and so we will have the winning robot team against the winning woman team playing soccer to each other. So it will be a human to robot match.
Yeah, it's actually it's a milestone in the Robocup history.
De Moor intercepting the ball, giving it to Robodinho, Sessi, going for the ball, and he shoots at the keeper.
Normally the robots of Tech United will use lob shots when they shoot at goal, so apparently there is an issue for Sessi with his kicking, and as a result it's now also been taken out, probably because of that kicking issue.
Yeah, so maybe Van der Tandwiel will be back in the field again.
VDL has one robot more in the field now, so that will give an opportunity to create
strongly defending with 3 robots of VDL towards the goal. Van Perslucht not able to find a spot, and the keeper of VDL is going out of the goal. VDL, and the Moor is trying to grab the ball, but he wasn't able to. So VDL had an open goal in it for a minute.
Yes.
So Van der Tandwiel is prepared. VDL will kick off. Van Perslucht coming in. Van Perslucht to Robodinho, to the Moor, to Van Perslucht, and Van Perslucht shoots in the goal. What a long, nice shot on the goal. And Van der Tandwiel is put into the field. So Zessi is left. So Zessi wanted to make its debut, but after a minute or 7 he was left again. So 4.5 minutes left for playing. So René, could you maybe explain what is the eventual goal of Robocup?
Well, the goal was set to beat the human world champion in soccer in 2050. And that's quite an ambitious goal, but on the other hand, we still have quite a number of years to go. And every year we see that the teams make huge steps towards that goal of 2050.
So Van der Tandwiel has intercepted the ball and shoots to the Moor, and the Moor shoots it in the goal again. But when we want to beat the world champions of human soccer in 2050, what major development still need to be happen?
Yeah, obviously these robots are still driving on wheels, whereas in the 2050 goal, the robots will also have legs and behave in quite a humanoid way. So somewhere we'll need to make the step going from wheels to multi-legged robots to bipedal robots. So that will probably happen somewhere in the coming years.
Yeah, and there are also different leagues, right?
There are many different leagues, and all of these leagues are focusing on different aspects of the autonomous soccer play. And here in this league we are especially focusing on the strategy, playing as a team, coordinating all the actions. And well, once we have developed that, we could apply that to humanoid robots as well.
So Van der Tandwiel has intercepted the ball. Van der Tandwiel known for his quite rapid play. But the referee has spotted that Van der Tandwiel has kept his ball too long, which isn't allowed. After a certain amount of seconds, the robot needs to leave the ball, because otherwise, yeah, he can just drive with it until all the other robots will be doing something else. So the Moor heavily bumping into VDL, which made the robot of VDL, the number 2, go out of the field. He is still buzzing around because of the hit. Ooh, and number 2 shoots from the middle line towards the goal, but unfortunately wasn't successful. So we have 2 minutes left to play the finals of the European Championship Robocup 2022 in Portugal. Van Perslucht will kick off. The robots of Tech United actively searching for a free spot, moving between the field. But Van Perslucht shoots at an empty space. The Moor was not able to grab the ball quickly enough. So we saw Robudinho going so fast that he was with one wheel off the ground. But Van Perslucht again. Van Perslucht shooting to Van der Tandwiel. Van der Tandwiel was quite active already, and De Moor is coming all along from the other side of the field. De Moor shoots in the goal. So De Moor has already made quite some goals.
Yeah, De Moor is on fire.
I think we should be happy with Van der Moor.
Yeah, as with the other well-known players that have already been in the team for years now, and they are still quite successful in what they do.
So VDL will kick off probably for the last time, given we have some seconds left on the clock. But De Moor intercepts to Van der Tandwiel, and Van der Tandwiel shoots, but the ball was greatly defended by team VDL, and the keeper of VDL bumped into the goal. And a human team member of VDL is going to retrieve the keeper of VDL out of the goalpost. The side referee is fixing the goal now, repositioning it again to where it belongs. And with that, the finals are finished. Team Tech United becomes European champion. What a great match we saw, right, René?
It was a great match, probably the best in the whole tournament.
Absolutely. So I think we should be very happy with what we have seen in the whole tournament, and we're now getting congratulated by the referees, and extremely happy to see. So we will also give our congratulations to the team members, and we'll be back in a minute for playing against the women soccer team. See you in a minute. So we see the women's soccer team going on the field already, preparing for the match against the robots of Team Tech United. So they're throwing a coin, deciding who will kick off. So we are going to see humans play to the European champions. And on the left side we have Victoria against Team Tech United from Eindhoven. So it will be a Portuguese to the Netherlands match. So there is still some confusion how to play against robots.
It must be really a very new and strange experience for these human soccer players to play against the robots, I guess.
Yeah. So the robots are quite dominant. They know what they are going to do. And the Moor shoots a high ball. Oh. And Samento scores! So just as the Moor scored in the first match of the day, Samento was able to score maybe even quicker than we already saw.
There's a problem apparently with the kicking device, so let's see if that can be solved. But Team Vittorio now outnumbers the robots.
Yeah. So the Moor is on the side of the field. Van der Tandwiel. To Van Perslucht. Robodinho going in. And Castro scores! The Moor back in the field again. So we are playing 5-5 again. That's the most fairest option, right?
Yes, it is. It seems that the robots are still a bit intimidated by the speed, especially of these human professional soccer players. Let's hope that they will regain their concentration and play a bit like in the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the robots already played half an hour.
They must be getting tired by now, so it's a heavy task.
Yeah, their motors might be a little bit warm.
Just to explain one rule, the robots cannot kick from their own side and they have to pass the ball. And the girls didn't pass the ball, they just took it and that is not allowed. That's why this was not a goal. So 1-0.
Yes, so here we clearly see that indeed the FIFA rule. So here we clearly see that the FIFA rules are adopted, but not fully. So the Moor is going extremely fast to the side of the field. And Van Perslucht is going to kick off. And it was intercepted. Hey, and the keeper stops the goal. And a goal by Castro again. What an amazing goal we saw.
Yeah, and there you see that dexterity of human players with the ball is so much better than the robots at the current stage. So there's still a lot of work to do in the coming 30 years.
Absolutely. But it was very nice to see that Van Sleutelen had in the first instance catch the goal and prevented it from going in. But then Castro was able to shoot it in for the second time. So the Moor will kick off. To Van der Tandwiel? No, to Van Perslucht. To Van der Tandwiel. And it's intercepted again by Castro. Van Perslucht trying to get the ball. Very long passes.
Very nice combinations of the human players. And the robots have a hard time to actually cross all the distances.
Very long passes on the side of Victoria. And Van der Tandwiel goes in front of the players. We also see some high balls already. Oh, and a very nice goal from Samanto. With the back of her foot. So if we play against humans with the robots, René, what is really needed for such robots to play well with humans?
Now, of course, it's very important that robots are also able to detect the humans, and right now that's happening by looking at the dark parts in the image. You see that all the human players are now wearing these black shoes and black socks. So that's the way that we do it now also for the robots, but in the future we are investigating into more advanced methods to be able to also detect the pose of the humans.
Yeah, so indeed. Oh, and a very nice goal by Robodinho. He scores with a very high pass in the goal. So the robots do have a fair chance. What an extremely nice goal. It shooted very high and the keeper was flabbergasted by it. De Moor having the ball for the throw-in to Robodinho. Robodinho looked, but he saw the keeper standing there. Martinha. Oh, and Robodinho was able to pass the keeper.
What a great
Martinha.
goal.
So what you really clearly saw was that Robodinho at first wanted to shoot at the goal, but the keeper of Victoria, Martinha, was standing in between the goal, but he shooted it to the Moor and then back at Robodinho again. So we started again. Four robots. So this was a very interesting attack from Tech United. 3 robots trying to grab the ball.
What you can see now is that the robots of Tech United are becoming more and more comfortable in this game against humans.
Yeah, I think they are able to detect humans better. So here we are probably going to see the tiki-taki. Robodinho to the Moor, Van der Tandwiel. Ooh, the Moor is trying to score, but ooh, what a nice shot on the goal, but it was kept out by Martinha. Ooh. Oh, and it was intercepted by oh no. Kika was able to get it out. Robodinho very aggressively trying to grab the ball. He is clearly in attacker mode. The robots of Tech United are driving very fast at the moment. And Robodinho was able to defend for the goal.
Goal kick, goal kick.
Very interesting to see how the robots react to the fast human combination play. And I think that the developers of the robots can actually learn a lot from this. Just by watching.
So the more looking if there is a free spot. They are trying to fool the robots, but will they be successful? Van der Tandwiel now, thinking. Ooh. Oh, almost an own goal. So you clearly see that it's not so... And a great save by Van Sleutelen. The robots of Tech United are playing a little bit more aggressive. Robodinho almost hitting the keeper, Samento. And what a nice goal by Bruna.
At least the human players have to work really hard to play this game.
Yeah, you can clearly see that the robots of Team Tech United are not making it easy for the human players. They are really challenged. So this is an interesting strategy of Tech United. They form a triangle with 3 robots, and Van Perslucht shoots at the goal, but the goal was not large enough for Van Perslucht. Robodinho almost intercepted the ball. And the Moor has the ball. He is thinking where to shoot it. He gives it to Robodinho and Robodinho scores! So here you really saw that Robodinho was actively searching where a free spot is in the goal. So in this case where not someone with black socks is located. What a nice active match from both sides. So you clearly see that when passing the ball along, even though the passes of Tech United are very strong, the passes of the humans are still much better. We see some tricks from the human side. A high pass. And de Moor has the ball. He gives it to Van der Tandwiel. And 4 players of Victoria are strongly defending the goal. De Moor shoots at a player of Victoria. And de Moor has a second chance. Van Perslucht. And Van Perslucht shoots it in the goal. So if the robots will maintain this level of scoring goals, we might end up with penalties. And if we will have penalties, yeah, the robots of Tech United are a little bit in advantage, because during regular demonstrations, often the robots will play against humans. Then a robot of Tech United will shoot at the goal with a human in it. And de Moor is aggressively getting the ball. Van der Tandwiel is... no, de Moor. De Moor is thinking. Oh, and it was intercepted. And a throw in by Tech United. Van Perslucht to de Moor. De Moor shoots it to Robodinho. And Robodinho shoots in the goal! And that was the end.
Now we have to go to penalties, okay? So you have to select a goalkeeper. Uma salva de palmas, quer para os atletas, quer para os robôs. A big round of applause for both teams. And now we go to penalties.
So what a nice game we saw, humans playing against soccer robots. So you saw that in the long passes the robots were clearly in an advantage. However, when shooting at the goal, the robots were not bad at all. Actually, they had quite some very nice shots.
A very good game it was, and also the developers of Tech United became really enthusiastic, because this was the first time that they ever got the opportunity to have their robots play against professional soccer players, and we can learn so much from just watching this footage that was taken from this game.
Yeah, and I think it's also very nice to see the whole crowd. Maybe Niels with his camera can have a show around to the audience how many people are here in the public sitting. It's really very nice to see that those robots are able to play against humans. Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought beforehand that actually this game could end in a penalty shootout.
Yeah, I also didn't expect it, but I think it's very nice from both sides to see what the robots are capable of, but also how humans interact with those robots.
It seems that the robots of Tech United are a bit have an advantage that they can score in this big goal, but on the other hand, the human players are so well skilled to find these very little spaces between the goalkeeper and the goalpost. So it's really exciting to see what will come out.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, so
Okay, so
we will have to see who is going to win.
one team scores 5 and instead of 5 penalties from the girls to that goal. Okay, in order to be fair for the height of the robot, of course. So we can start with the robots probably.
So what we are going to see is the robots of Tech United take 5 penalties after each other, and instead of regular football having 1 penalty for the opponent and then from the other team, we will first have 5 penalties for Tech United and then 5 penalties for the humans against the keeper Van Sleutelen. So it's very nice to see that they really form a team. However, the robot needs to see, so the humans need to go out of the field, also because of the live stream. We of course want to share it with all the people watching from home. Really thank you also watching from home, and we will have to see. So Robodinho will first try to score. Robodinho. And he shoots! So the first penalty couldn't be stopped.
It was a great one.
What a great penalty.
Right in the left corner. It was unstoppable.
It really was. So you clearly saw some confusion at the human side.
I don't think they quite expected this.
Yeah. So Robodinho will try to score again. Now with Kika in the goal. And he shoots it again! So it is not easy. That's one thing that is becoming very clear. Robodinho again. And he shoots in again. So there is a real pressure on the humans to score to Van Sleutelen. And again Robodinho scores. Robodinho. Ooh! And Robodinho tried to be smart. A low pass over the ground, but the human was able to grab it, Sciamento. So now the keeper of Tech United is put into the goal. In the meantime, also the live stream is relocated.
But it means that if the human players want to win this direct shootout, they should score 5 out of 4, right?
Absolutely. That's quite a challenge, so they can only miss 1.
Yes.
So it will be very tricky. The robots of Tech United are standing in line, cheering up the keeper Van Sleutelen. So
you can feel the silence here in the stadium. Everyone is wondering what will happen.
It is becoming very silent. Yeah, the pressure is very high for the humans.
There are a lot of fans of the robots, but even more fans of the Vitoria players, I think.
Yeah, so they are talking with each other what tactics to use, because they can only miss 1 penalty, otherwise Tech United will win.
That will be absolutely amazing the first time.
Yeah. Looking where we started from in 2005, 6? Looking where we started from in the year?
A lot has happened.
Absolutely.
That would definitely be unthinkable at that time. So big steps have been made since then. They are discussing how they will do it.
But for a robot, having such balls is quite difficult, because the robot needs to detect the ball with his cameras, and in the meantime also thinks where to go, and tell the motors to go to the left or to the right, extend the racks or not. So in the robot, quite some processes are going in parallel in order to stop the ball. But we will have to see if they will be able to stop the ball. Van Sleutelen seems to have some issues. So it seems that Van Sleutelen has some difficulties with being alone in the goal. He's really missing his other robots, and he's not very used to playing against humans, as we see, especially not with penalties, as this does not happen very often. Now the fix is trying to be made by turning them on and off, turning them off and on again.
Avaria-se a no jogo de futebol a sério, nesse caso tem guarda-redes suplentes, neste caso não tem guarda-redes suplentes, este guarda-redes é extremamente caro para ter dois, não era confiável. Portanto, só estamos a aguardar que resolva o problema e já voltamos.
Yeah.
So what you here clearly saw was that the robot was 1 second too late. The humans really are really benefiting from the ability to process the ball much faster than a robot. So the penalties against Team Tech United are very strong, already 2 in. So we will have to wait a little bit on the keeper Van Sleutelen. Van Sleutelen is still on the side of the goal. The team members of Tech United are trying to fix it.
So apparently there is a dependence between the localization of the goalkeeper and the field players, in this case Robodinho. So Robodinho is now sort of helping the goalkeeper to localize again, so now it found its position.
And a very nice goal by Victoria. So there is some discussion who will take the penalty. The pressure is still high for Victoria. They can only miss 1 penalty. And so they cannot miss anymore. And a very nice save by Van Sleutelen. This means that Tech United has won the game against humans.
Muito obrigado à equipa feminina do futebol do Vitória Sport Clube. Agradecemos muito. Foram as dignas atletas e como se percebeu, o jogo foi facilitado para elas.
Who could imagine that the robots of Team Tech United would won from the humans? So with this, I would like to thank all of you watching from home and watching the whole tournament. It was really a pleasure to be here and to live stream all the matches. And with that, we wish you a very nice day.